Hi guys, this is it then, the final session in our build. This is a big deal, and obviously we've got to finish the series with a big session. Okay, now the toughest aspect of this session is there's not really much recovery. Okay, so this session, the way I think to think about it is it's a little bit like it's a bit like the race start really, and we're kind of stimulating you going a little bit too hard at the start. So let me walk through it. We've got the workout pause, by the way, so we're not starting yet. We're just having a little walk. Normal 10-minute run, easing up through kind of the lower intensity zones. Stop us the dynamics. Then another 3 minutes of easy running. Then we get into it. Okay, so we're going to fill our bodies, we're going to flood our legs with lactate by doing a 2-minute 3K type effort. So that's sort of like a 9 out of 10. Okay, then we're going to drop down to a 5K effort, so like an 8 out of 10, 3 minutes. Then 4 minutes at 10K effort, you can see where this is going. And then 5 minutes at half marathon effort. Before we settle into some zone 3 for 3 minutes, and then we finish off with a couple of 5K type efforts that are 4 minutes long, and they have some easier recovery in between. But basically you'll see like the whole of that ramp down, the zone 2, and then that first 5K effort, or the first of the 2 final 5K efforts, there's no recovery there. Okay, so what we're really trying to stress here is what it's like at the start of a race to go just a little bit too hard, or perhaps you necessarily have to go a bit too hard, and just what it's like recovering on the move like that for a sustained period. It's tough, but it's a really good session, and I think it's a really good one for hammering home before you kind of finish the series and probably go do another benchmarking set, like a park run, a 5K or something like that, to test how much you've progressed, because you will have progressed if you've done this series. It's just by how much, basically. And so yeah, hopefully this session will be like the final reminder that when you go do that benchmarking, that 5K, 10K, whatever it is you're using to test your progress, yeah, you gotta remember this, almost PTSD like, and you just sort of start in a more conservative way and finish strong. That's always, you know, what we're trying to sort of drill into you guys. So yeah, that's what we're up to. Nothing to be worried about. You're very capable. You got to this point for a reason, so it's nothing you can't handle. It's just gonna be one of those sessions where you curse my name, I'm afraid. Right, in our little chat and the warm-up, we're going to be talking about going ultra. That's one of the things that was requested when I was putting together this series, requested by one of our athletes. So we'll get into that. First, let's get running, basically. Okay, so working up from a walk up to sort of like a 2 out of 10 run, nice and straightforward. Okay, just building steadily. Very much a 2 out of 10. So yeah, going ultra, doing ultra marathons and stuff. The reason this was requested by one of our athletes when I was putting together this series, I canvassed them to say, you know, what do you want to talk about? Because I put this series together for our squad athletes primarily. And yeah, one of the questions was they want to know about ultra marathon training, and it makes sense because ultra marathon running has exploded in popularity. It's actually taken a lot of market share from Ironman, and we're seeing a lot of Iron athletes moving towards ultramarathon running. I think the simplicity of it, the reduced expense, and it's just, you know, it's like that. Things go in waves. So yeah, really, just gonna say a few things about ultra training. Really, there's no hidden secret to it. You know, ultra marathons, you need a lot of volume, okay, but it's how you achieve that volume, which may not be obvious, I guess. So we're up to a 3 out of 10 effort now, okay, and we're just going to continue building over the next 8 or so minutes. So yeah, it's not like marathon training where you try to instill confidence by building up to a certain percentage of the distance, or you know, running for a certain amount of time might reflect roughly what your event time would be. It's not like that, because you know, there's just not enough hours in the day for that. For ultramarathon, if you're doing sort of 50-60 mile race or whatever, so really, yeah. And the reason for that, really, think about it, is if you go try and do 40 miles on a weekend, you're then going to need a ton of recovery, and so there's just not enough time for you to recover enough to then do anything else other than, you know, big long runs at the weekend. You just fall apart. So yeah, it's not about the mega long runs at the weekend. Obviously you're still doing some runs that are big, but it's all about making it manageable and accumulating volume through frequency. Okay, and that's the first of the really key points. There's two really key points about ultra training. That first one, accumulating volume through frequency, rather than putting all your eggs in terms of building volume on having some short runs and then having, you know, one, maybe two big runs at the weekend, depending on your level. The second thing about ultra training is strength training. Okay, this is one that people do not think about when they're signing up to ultramarathon. Okay, so the really important thing about the strength training is what sustains you when you go beyond what would be a kind of reasonable run for you. Talk a little bit more about that in a second, but let's start with the first one: accumulating volume through frequency. What does that mean? You can build incredible. Let's just build up to just cut myself up to like a 3.5 out of 10. You can build incredible fitness and endurance through high frequency running. So basically doing lots of smaller runs over the course of the week. So rather than, you know, sort of having 2 or 3 during the week and then a long run at the weekend, we're talking, you know, maybe doubling up on days. So you'll do a run in the morning and then a run in the evening. Where road runs are pretty manageable, so, you know, up to an hour max, maybe. But most days, that's kind of what you have. And you can still do good structured training within that. So you can still do your tempo running, your hill work. But what it means is that stuff probably has to be done in the evening, because you don't want to do that in the morning and then try and run in the evening when your legs are shredded from doing high intensity work. So yeah, there's a lot to think about. Yeah, so it's not like you're not doing any structured work. It's just you've got to be, there's a lot of admin involved basically. And so you can quickly see, just by, you know, doubling up on days, actually, you know, you can build up some volume in a really sustainable way that isn't going to injure you. The vast majority of it at low intensity, of course. So you can do things that you would never think about. So, you know, when you get really fit, you know, you can do an hour's run in the morning, an hour run in the evening. Hours of running in a day. You know, if I said go run 2 hours in the morning, you'd probably be like, I've got to work at some point. You know, so it's a really good way. And what it does is, over time, it just instills stamina, it instills, you know, grit. You get used to running on tired legs, etc., etc. So yeah, that's how you accumulate. That's what I mean by high frequency running. Now, the strength work, as I say, when you go beyond kind of like your threshold, no, not your threshold, I don't want to confuse you, but when you go beyond what would be a normal long run for you, it is your strength, it is your core conditioning helps you to maintain your posture, your form. So that's a 4 out of 10 now. I'll just finish here for the next 3 minutes. So when you're getting tired, being able to maintain that leg drive, it's strength that does that. Okay, and obviously fitness, of course. But so often, I think runners neglect kind of what they struggle to make the leap as to what strength training does. So yes, it's injury prevention on a day-to-day basis, but it's also injury prevention in a race, and it's also and by that I mean being able to maintain good form even though you're knackered. And particularly a lot of ultra running, it's off-road, so it's lots of going up and down big hills. Doing that when you're tired, and it becomes more like walking a lot of time in ultra marathons. If we're honest, a lot of the inclines are probably too steep to run. That leg drive, that almost doing steps up a mountain, that is strength, that's leg drive. That is doing things like single leg Bulgarian split squats, doing your lunges, your single leg deadlifts, your glute work, that sort of stuff, but also your upper body. Okay? You'd be really surprised how important your upper body is in terms of keeping your shoulders down, your chest proud, pumping your arms. It's all connected. You can't just do leg work. Okay, so that's why strength is so important. Anyway, right, so just in case you're thinking about ultra running, but I think there's also some key points there that you can apply to marathon running. The high frequency running, so that you're taking less pressure off big long runs at the weekend. If you've got a history of injury, it's a really good approach. Or maybe you don't live somewhere that's suitable for it, or your job or whatever. It's definitely principles can apply to any type of run training, really. Okay, you lost a minute. First reminder to relax. So chin up, shoulders down, relax the hands, shake them out. Keep your chest forwards and proud. Let's just finish it off. So we do some dynamics. Oh, 20 odd seconds near there. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, pause the workout there. And we're going to move over to the mat. Okay, because this is quite a tough session, we're going to keep it moving. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with some lunges. Okay, so each side, alternating. Take a nice long step, keep your chest up. Go a little bit further, a little bit deeper with each one. Okay, that's about 5. It's doing 10, so 5 on each side. Totally lost track. I think that's about 9. Let's say that's 10. Okay, then we're going to do open the hurdle like that. I'm going to do it side onto the camera. Just expose myself. So up and out, up and out. 5 on each side, so 10 in total. I do like these Gymshark shorts, but yeah, there's a technical issue with them. I think that's about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we're just gonna do single leg hops. Okay, so put your weight over one leg and you just hop on your toes. Do 10, 10, And then onto the other side. Cool. And then on to our customary leg swings and arm swings. Six, seven, 10. Side. A little bit higher with each one. Make sure you're kicking back as well. Loosen off the front of your hip flexor. And then across the body. And arm swings going forward to start with. And backwards, drawing them in. Make sure your arms are coming nice close to your ears. My shoulders feeling a bit stiff today. And across the chest. Last ones. So we want to try and stay warm because we've got quite an aggressive start to this session. Okay, right, moving back over to the treadmill or getting ready to run, whatever your situation is. Just a little bit of fluids. Start if you got them. Okay. Let's get going. Just remember, building back up to a 4 out of 10 now. Okay. Building up steadily. And just be a bit gentle with yourself, particularly on this session, because, as I say, 3 minutes and then we're straight in that 3K pace. So it's an aggressive start to the session. Remember the purpose. We're flooding the legs with lactate. Then we're trying to recover on the move. So one of the really key things about being, even when you're we're doing this, is just being conservative with your pacing. Like, you want to fulfill the spirit of the session. But yeah, we're not sprinting. We're just getting to a level that's pretty uncomfortable. There'll be a 9 out of 10, 10 being a full gas effort for 2 minutes, 9 is just a step back. So you shouldn't be completely destroyed. It should be, oh, that's over, sort of reaction. Right now though, don't worry about it. 4 out of 10, start to relax in your shoulders, draw them down, get your chin up, relax the hands. Just get the heart rate back to a cruising level, and then we're gonna go. Quite a cold day today, a bit sniffly. Apologies. So make sure we're driving the knees now. Getting a good posture. So even though we're getting up to 3K pace, remember we're not kicking, it's building. Approaching the last minute. Get yourselves prepared, guys. Don't worry, remember this is all rate perceived exertion ideally. That should give you the confidence you're going to be absolutely fine, because it's what your effort is like. That means if you're doing it properly, yeah, you'll have no issue. It's only when you're a slave to pace targets that really sessions will kind of just explode. 20 seconds or so. So we're about to build. We're going to build relatively quickly because we've only got 2 minutes to flood the system, but it's a build, not a kick. Ready? Okay, here we go. Okay, that's about a 5K effort. Sorry, 3K. So 9 out of 10 effort now. Really driving the knees. Once you're up to pace, relax the hands, lift the chin. Make sure you're getting oxygen in, unrestricted. Nine seconds. Really driving the knees now. Running proud, but not sprinting. Approaching the last minute before you turn the wick down a touch. Stay relaxed, as best you can. Approaching 30. Last 15. Five seconds. Quick. 2, 1. Okay, down to 5k pace now. So, taking the edge off. Down to an effort. You should be able to sustain for circa 20 minutes. So it's going to be uncomfortable for a while yet. Okay, but stay positive, stay calm, do your best to relax. This is when it matters, all those silly little things like not looking down at your feet, lifting your chin so your airways aren't restricted. You don't want to mess around with that when you're doing such a hard, drawn out effort. First minute down, 2 to go at 5k pace. Approaching halfway through this 5k effort. Okay, closing in on the last minute. Stay positive. Last 45 seconds. Then we're down to 10k for 4, and things will steadily get more comfortable. You've got to be patient. The worst thing you do is panic. It's all about everything in your mind being positive right now. You've earned getting to this session. You've done 12 progressively hard sessions. Okay, taking another notch off, down to 10k pace, 7 out of 10 effort. You've earned the right to do this session Remember that. Keep going, guys. We're a massive chunk through this set already. Well done, guys. Shake out the hands, keep the legs driving, chin is up, chest is forwards. Hopefully the heart rate is coming down, breathing rate is slowing a touch. You're flushing out some of the lactate. Still a little while yet until the legs will feel more like normal. Okay, we're halfway through 10k. Pace 7 out of 10 still. Into the last 90 seconds at 10k pace. You got this. Stay strong. Stay patient. We'll be able to recover a lot more in the next step. So just stay strong for 50 odd seconds at 7, and we'll be much further sub-threshold and able to recover at a more increased rate. So stay on it. Twenty. The last 10 at 10k. Good stuff. Okay, down to half marathon type effort. Down to a 6 out of 10 effort. So it should be a noticeable notch down sort of effort. You'll be able to sustain for another hour and a half, hour and 40, whatever your level is. It's a big part of this session, really key aspect of it is showing you that you can recover, not an ideal rate, don't get me wrong, but you can recover at still quite a hard effort. You know, if you're doing, I don't know, say you're doing a half marathon and you've gone out too hard or there's a big hill right at the start, this is really good stuff for instilling confidence in you that yeah, I can go hard and then I can take it right down, recover a bit, and if necessary push again. That raised confidence, it's just massive, I promise you. because it gets you to start to see races in sections, rather than being fixated on how you're feeling at that very second, feeling like there's nothing you can do about it. You can. Race isn't linear, it's up and down all over the place. What we've been working on over the last 12 sessions is giving you the confidence to handle different scenarios. And this is probably the most horrible one. So if we imagine this is a situation where you've got a pretty brutal hill right at the start of a race, and you're trying to recover on the move afterwards. Yeah, it's horrible. But you can definitely do it. And a lot of time that knowledge, it does dampen the discomfort. It helps you relax a touch. It speeds up your recovery rate when you have that confidence in yourself. And then you're like, okay, this is horrible, but I know in 4 or 5 minutes time, I'll be back on top of it and happy. Or maybe not happy. So well over halfway now through this half marathon type effort, 6 out of 10. And then we're semi-recover mode at 3 or 4 out of 10. And the next step. 2 minutes to go though. Yeah. 'Just a little over a minute left. That half marathon pace. $60 and then it's another big notch down, a proper kind of sub-threshold recovery. Last 30 of the hard work. Ten seconds. Okay, good, going. On a 6, down to a 3 or a 4. Well done, guys. Okay, proper staying 2 effort. Depending on how you're feeling, if you found that really tough, go to more of a 3 out of 10. If you're still feeling okay, keep it at a 4. Just try and relax as best you can. We've got 3 minutes where hopefully we can really get on top of that lactate now. And then we've just got the 2 5K surges, and then we're done. They're 4 minutes long, so they're not short, but they're not long either. They're 2 minutes of not walking recovery, but really nice, easy jogging recovery in between. You've basically got 8 minutes of hard work left, and then you are done with this series. And you can spit on its ashes. It's a bit dark. It's really hard to know what to say sometimes. And sometimes the stuff that comes out of your mouth, you're just like, oh, okay. accuse me of having everything scripted at least. Right, coming up to halfway through this zone 2 effort. 3 or 4 out of 10. Just 90 seconds. Then we'll push, relax, push, done. Last 60. Seconds. So let's start to pick ourselves up again. Let's start running parallel again. Shoulders down, relax hands, shoulders up. We've got a 4-minute surge coming. So imagine it's maybe like another incline or something towards the end of a race. So you really want to maintain speed and you're within touching distance of the finish line, so it's not such a big deal that your impact's working a bit harder. Okay, so build in. Into it. Here we go. RIAK effort. 8 out of 10. Although everything at the moment probably feels hard. Just do your best. Once you're up to speed, tell yourself to relax. Approaching the end of the first minute. Okay, 3 minutes. Then we recover. Stay positive, stay strong. We're so close to the end of the session and the end of the series now. Just keep pushing yourself on. Don't qualify your thought or positive or confident. Nothing else goes through your mind right now other than you're gonna. You will finish this. Halfway through the 5K. Last 90 seconds, we're near there. Okay, last 60. $45. So after the next 40 odd seconds, going down to like a 2 out of 10 effort. They're not normal walking recovery pace. We're still going to be trotting along. Plenty. Last 10. 3, 2, 1. Okay, really relax now. So, still jogging, but 2 out of 10. Proper conversational pace. And just be patient. 15 minutes at this super easy level. Wait for our heart rate to come down, our breathing rate to soften. And then we've got the last bit of the series. Up 60. Build yourself up now, guys, okay? The last effort of the session in the series. Give me an 8 out of 10. We're going to build into it. And of course, the first minute, we're just going to finish the job, pat ourselves on the back, and job well done. 20 seconds. 10. Okay, ready, guys. Come on, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Last effort of the session. Build out steadily. Up to a 4 out of 10. To begin with, get there. Then continue to build over the course of this 40 odd seconds. Up to an 8 out of 10. Once you're up to pace, tell yourself to relax, lift the chin. Let's crush it, come on. Drive those knees now. Final effort. There's 3 minutes hard work left. Pick out the hands, lift the chin, drive the knees. We're approaching halfway, approaching just 2 minutes of hard work. Here we are then, reset the clock in your head. 2 minutes hard work, get those shoulders down away from your ears, the chin up, the hands loose. Let's drive those knees all the way to the line. Come on, 10. 90 seconds. Here we are then, the last minute of the series. Staying steady at an 8 out of 10. 5k pace. Just driving those knees. Staying as relaxed as possible. Finishing it off in style. Seconds. All the way to line. Twenty. Ten seconds to glory. 5, 3, 2, 1. Yes! Well done. Get the breath back. Just ease down the walking effort. Well done, guys. Such good effort. Well done. Generally, I'm not just saying this lightly, that is a tough session. You should be proper proud of yourself. Be proud of how you built over the last 12, now 13 weeks. Unlucky for some, but not for you, because you're objectively in a very fit, strong state right now. You built up over the past 12, 13 weeks. Nothing to think about, just relax. Get the fluids back on board, make sure you have a really nice stretch, lots of protein after this, and just feel good about yourself, because you should be. It's very easy with structured run training, with run training in general, you kind of just not really have a concept of how you're doing. But yeah, this is a good stage to get to. You should be very pleased with yourself, and you should take the time to dwell on that positivity. So you hopefully progress nicely through the 12, 13 weeks. This sort of session definitely indicates that you have taken a step forwards, and it'd be a good idea to do some form of benchmarking after this. So whatever your method you're using, for our athletes, we get them to do a park run or something like that, a 5k, because it's something that is, particularly if you do the park run, relatively fun, sociable, and yeah, it's not too much in the way of physiological fatigue, so it doesn't interrupt training. But there you go, guys. That is your 13 session series of tempo building. Yeah, well done. So good job, and yeah, hopefully see you in a session soon. Well done, guys.